An eviction operation in Kampung Sungai Baru turns violent. Dang Wangi's top cop is injured in the chaos. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim demands swift arrests. And so far, 3 suspects have been nabbed. All that and more coming up. A tense standoff unfolded in Kampung Sungai Baru, Kuala Lumpur as police moved in to enforce an eviction against residents refusing to leave. One senior officer was even injured as the operation turned chaotic. Police locked down the area early this morning and no one, including media, was allowed past the cordon unless they had a special pass. The tight security was meant to prevent provocation and maintain order as eviction work got underway. Court bailiffs led the operation, supported by other government agencies. Electricity to the area was also cut off as part of the clearance process, but not everyone went quietly. Some residents reportedly tried to break through police barriers to stop the demolition. There was a brief scuffle, but police quickly brought the situation under control. Still, at least one officer didn't come out unscathed. Dang Wangi Police Chief Suzilme Affendy Sulaiman sustained a head injury during the chaos. Images showed blood on his face following the clash. According to reports, the altercation broke out when angry residents attempted to force their way back into the sealed-off zone. Some had refused to leave even after court officials issued final eviction notices. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has condemned an alleged assault on Dang Wangi Police Chief Suzilme Affendy Sulaiman. Suzilme reportedly suffered head injuries after chaos broke out during an eviction in Kampung Sungai Baru this morning. Police say the violence started when a group of residents tried to breach a cordoned-off area during the eviction. Anwar called the attack a vile act, blaming it on incitement and false information. He said violence driven by hatred and lies must never be allowed to take root. Anwar urged authorities to investigate immediately and arrest those responsible. He also stressed that peaceful assembly must come with responsibility and respect for the law. Home Minister Saifuddin Nasution also weighed in, calling it an uncivilized act and warned against misusing constitutional rights. The area near the Saloma Link and KLCC has seen redevelopment delayed for almost a decade. Some residents claim they were forced out under the Land Acquisition Act and still reject the compensation offered. Meanwhile, Kuala Lumpur Police Chief Fadil Marsus has pledged to push ahead with the eviction, saying he'll fight to the end if anyone tries to stir trouble.
I will go against them all out. Saya tidak akan benarkan berlaku begini. Jadi dalam penguasaan ini kita akan very strict, very firm. Kita akan laksanakan tugas sebaik mungkin sehinggalah proses ini dilaksanakan sehingga selesai. InsyaAllah petang ini.
Inspector General of Police Police Khalid Ismail confirmed that 3 suspects were detained following the assault of Wangi OCPD Suzilme Affendy Sulaiman. Speaking to reporters today, he said Suzilme was injured during the eviction but has since received treatment at Kuala Lumpur Hospital and is in stable condition. He urged the public to stay calm and avoid acting on unverified claims. On the eviction itself, the IGP clarified it was carried out based on a court order and followed legal procedures. He acknowledged that not everyone would be happy with the decision, but stressed that law enforcement acted within legal limits. Despite the incident, he said the situation in Kampung Sungai Baru and Kuala Lumpur more broadly is stable. Police have also increased monitoring to ensure public safety in the area. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Is a top Bersatu leader secretly trying to push out Muhyiddin? An internal investigation in Bersatu has reportedly zeroed in on a senior leader behind a plan to gather statutory declarations, or SDs, linked to moves against party president Muhyiddin Yassin. According to a Bersatu insider who spoke to Malaysia Kini anonymously, division leaders who were contacted about the SDs have named the alleged mastermind. Some even admitted to being approached, and there are recordings, the source claimed. These witnesses were among those asked to sign what they believed were SDs. The investigation was triggered after chaos erupted during Muhyiddin's speech at Bersatu's General Assembly last weekend. Earlier, Bersatu Youth Chief Hilman Idham told Sina Harian that the Supreme Council has identified who was behind the plot. The same source said the mastermind had also sought a meeting with Muhyiddin supposedly to hand him the signed declarations. But the contents of the so-called SDs That's where things get murky. Over the weekend, both Muhyiddin and Hamza alluded to internal attempts to unseat the former PM. It follows the circulation of a poison pen letter accusing party figures of trying to boost Hamza's power at Muhyiddin's expense. Still, Bersatu ended its AGM with full support for Muhyiddin. After criticism from MCA President Wika Siong, University Malaya has clarified how many students actually get into its accounting program and how. Turns out 85 is just the beginning.
Jadi kalau kita tengok ini, ialah 85 itu datangnya daripada UPU yang mana matrix STPM, asasi, STAM dan juga diploma. Itu yang jumlahnya menjadi 85. Tetapi ada lagi yang lain, iaitu 28 orang daripada feeder Universiti Malaya. Ini praktis yang biasa yang UPU berikan kepada Universiti Malaya untuk memilih daripada kalangan asasi-asasi yang sama meritnya juga. Tidak ada mengatakan bahawa yang ini kurang, yang itu lebih. Tidak. Merit yang sama. Yang menjadikan totalnya adalah 113 orang. Itu jelas itu.
The remaining 30 to 50 spots, that's where the direct intake channel comes in. It's called Open Channel 1, and students here bypass UPU, but still need to meet merit criteria. According to Noor Azwan, offers for these seats are only issued after the UPU appeal period ends. Applicants are ranked, and only top candidates get in. He also confirmed that this direct intake isn't automatic, and yes, it can cost up to 10 times more than the standard route. Still, he defended it as a creative way for UM to grow and maintain its reputation as the country's flagship university. This comes after we questioned why the ministry initially said UM only offered 85 places when the university historically produces around 150 accounting grads yearly. He also raised a red flag over Edward Wong, a top STPM scorer who was rejected via UPU but later offered a spot through direct intake. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Youth group Mandiri claims Syria KLCC is going beyond flagpole rules by blocking Palestinian flags altogether. This comes after a weekend clash involving former MP Tian Chua and mall security. Mandiri coordinator Hamdin Nordin said a group of 10 youths entered KLCC last night, carrying only Palestinian flags without sticks or poles. They wanted to test KLCC's claim that it only barred flags with long wooden poles, not the flags themselves. But they say they were stopped anyway. In a video shared by Mandiri, members are seen walking through the mall draped in Palestinian flags, with men in suits believed to be KLCC staff taking their photos from afar. At the ground floor, a security guard approached them and reportedly told them to remove the flags. Mandiri representative Wong Kweng Hui said they entered around 8:30 p.m. and left 30 minutes later after a short verbal exchange. This follows a scuffle on Saturday after pro-Palestine protesters, including former Batu MP Tian Chua, were stopped from entering KLCC after a rally outside. The mall's management defended its actions, saying it was about safety, not politics, pointing to restrictions on long objects like flagpoles. A top scorer gets rejected and sparks a storm over university admissions. MCA's Wika Siong is questioning the numbers behind UM's accounting intake after STPM high achiever Edward Wong failed to get a spot. The Higher Education Ministry claimed only 85 places were offered, but we pointed to UM's own records showing a much higher number of accounting grads. In our Kini poll, over 2,000 of you weighed in. 59% said the admission system is merit-based and fair, but 31% weren't so sure. They suspect hidden criteria at play. Another 9% said it's complicated and more explanation is needed, and 2% had other views. The numbers show growing public concern over how places are awarded in public universities. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.